Смотри, нашел, прямо в центре.
А мы ночью потерлись, место
7-6.
7-6.
06. 2001. Аплодисменты.
Есть что-то, Сергей? Хорошо, спасибо. Хорошо?
Да, как у нас
Да, да. Да. Окей. Mike, when you're done, look at me. Mike, and then back here. Good to go. You need that ice.
Благословен Боже наши труды, храни вас Господь, помогай вам Божья Матерь.
Отдельное спасибо.
Богом храни Господь. Помоги Господи.
А звезды тем не менее, чуть ближе, но все так же холодны. И как часы затмения,
Петрович, we're ready. Господин. Ну ты делаешь, а? Hi, Steven. Satoshi!
потом же можно будет здесь пополнить.
In 5 minutes.
They will be leaving in 15, at 10:50. It's 10:21 right now.
Yes, we have time.
Okay, but well, you'll need about 10 minutes to get out.
One more minute. There's a lot of
The teams in Houston are ready. The space station is ready for you. Enjoy your expedition and take good care of the space station.
It's working just like that. Terry, thanks for coming and sharing the adventure and being here with the rest of my family. Mel, I love you. It's beautiful. I know you are. You're praying every day. Vince, John, Kenny, love you guys.
Have a good flight.
Hey, you bet.
Love you, brother.
Let's do it.
No food.
Товарищ председатель государственной комиссии, экипаж корабля «Союз», полет готов. Командир экипажа
Ребята, сюда, посмотрите!
ready, so that if something just absolutely has to fail on it. So now there you have it, 3 men on their way into heaven. One is now the only highway to the stars in flight.
Сейчас кого так назвал?
Mike Seferdini, International Space Station Program Manager. Mike, on a starry night, a thunderous start for the next trio of residents for the International Space Station. Your thoughts as the Soyuz rocketed away from Baikonur?
Well, every one of these flights cause you to look to what we're about to go do. Now we have this very large space station, so I know the crew, the 3 crew that are on orbit, are extremely busy. So part of my thoughts are with the crew that's about to receive 3 friends that also offload a lot of the work that they're going to do. But also this period of time, as we've mentioned earlier, is a very historic time for the ISS program as we usher in the last shuttle flight in the history of that program. With some luck, perhaps, while this crew is up there, we'll usher in the first commercial resupply flight. So as many of the increments are on ISS, this one has quite a bit of historic value. You think about that as you watch this beautiful rocket go up into the sky and take our next 3 crew to ISS.
And in that regard, almost no time to breathe for this trio once they arrive on board at the end of the week, with progresses and then preparations for the final shuttle mission, as you mentioned. How busy, how challenging is the next month or 2 for this new crew?
Well, you said it right. We've, because of the way things have slipped over the last few months, things are kind of stacked up. We've got time for everything, but we don't have a lot of time to relax and give the crew a whole bunch of time to get acclimated. Right after the crew gets on board, we continue with our reboost. We're going to raise the ISS to the highest altitude it's ever been. We have to do that with the ATV that's on orbit. That has to get completed by about the 17th in order for us to prep that vehicle for its departure on the 20th. And immediately after that, then we will begin getting ready for our shuttle flight. In the middle of that, we're trying to manage all of our work so that we can get as much research done as possible, because many of the researchers that are doing research on ISS right now have samples they want to return. And our last opportunity to do that before SpaceX starts flying is with ULF-7. So we're very, very busy getting to ULF-7, and then after that we begin what I like to refer to as a more utilization focused operation of ISS, away from the assembly life that we've been living, where we set aside the time that research is allocated, and the system guys figure out how to operate the ISS with what's left, which is the exact opposite of where we've been all the way through assembly.
Bill Gerstenmaier, the Associate Administrator for Space Operations out of NASA headquarters. Bill, here in Baikonur again, just never gets dull, does it, watching one of these Soyuz rockets head to orbit?
Yeah, there's not much I can add. What a beautiful launch it was today. You could really see the rocket for a long time, and just a beautiful sight watching it launch into the clear evening tonight. And it's also kind of unique, at least it seems to me, to be actually nice and warm at the time of launch instead of being in kind of a chilly conditions. But just a beautifully beautiful launch, and they never get old.
We've talked about this before, but a pivotal launch as well, at a momentous time in transition for NASA and for Space Station. And I'm just wondering what your thoughts are as you saw our 3 astronauts and cosmonauts head for the space station.
Yeah, it is a pretty amazing time. As their rockets launching, we're at the Cape, actually starting to load hypergolic propellants into the shuttle to get ready for the July 8th launch. So it's amazing. We're down at the Cape getting the shuttle ready to launch on its final flight. And then I think when this crew gets on orbit, the time between when they get on orbit to when the shuttle arrives and docks is not a very long period of time. And we have a lot of work for the crew on orbit to do once they get on board Space Station. Lots of activities to get prepared for the shuttle arrival, and it'll be a very busy time for this crew once they get on orbit. So it'll be great to see the space station size increase from 3 to 6. We'll kind of pick up research here for a little bit and also do quite a bit of preparation for the final shuttle flight. So it's a pretty dynamic time in spaceflight with all these launches going on and occurring, and there's a Progress launch coming up as well in that same period. So what a dynamic time for us, especially these next several weeks between now and July 8th.